So, guys, right after Easter, the Artemis 2, they were a space shuttle crew, right? They went past the moon. It was the farthest we've ever traveled from Earth in space. During the Easter weekend, though, but after Easter, they ended up landing back on Earth. So everything was safe, everything was smooth, everything went good. But on during Easter weekend, we actually got to hear from the crew live, and they gave a little message about God and just about what they seen, and everything like that. So, guys, we can watch a video here, and then we can see what the astronauts had to say about their experience as a whole.
I don't have anything prepared. I'm glad you brought that up, though. I think these observances are important, and as we are so far from Earth and looking back at, the beauty of creation, I think for me, one of the really important personal perspectives that I have up here is I can really see Earth as one thing. And when I read the Bible and I look at all of the amazing things that were done for us who were created, it's you have this amazing place, this spaceship. You guys are talking to us because we're in a spaceship really far from Earth, but you're on a spaceship called Earth that was created to give us a place to live in the universe, in the cosmos. I think maybe the distance we are from you makes you think what we're doing is special, but we're the same distance from you. And I'm trying to tell you, just trust me, you are special. In all of this emptiness, this is a whole bunch of nothing, this thing we call the universe. You have this oasis, this beautiful place that we get to exist together. I think as we go into Easter Sunday, thinking about all the cultures all around the world, whether you celebrate it or not, whether you believe in God or not, this is an opportunity for us to remember where we are, who we are, and that we are the same thing, and that we got to get through this together.
Well, for someone who didn't have anything prepared, that was really quite extraordinary.
All right, guys. So, what is your initial reaction to hearing what the pilot had to say?
No, mine is like the lack of unity. That's the first thing that came to my mind. Like what I got out of there is, yeah, he's right. We are this place together.
We're all as one.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about it from that perspective that he has. It's just understand, I guess.
Yeah, the perspective of an astronaut's pretty cool because he's literally looking at Earth. We're all as one. We're all one humanity. But yet, like you kind of said, Henry, there's so much division, so much lack of unity, like you said, on Earth, and so I like his encouragement there. Like, let's try to all be one, and let's act that way. Let's find ourselves in this world that God created for us.
Like you said, everything else around us is just emptiness.
Yeah.
From what we can.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're out here, like, killing each other.
It's so true. And as far as we know, we're the only planet that God decided to bring life to breathe life in, and create humanity. And so it's crazy to think about. Like, we think about things at such a micro scale, but to hear it from a macro scale, from an astronaut who's looking at the Earth as one and seeing the entire cosmos and the entire galaxy where there is no life and there is no humanity, it's kind of crazy to think about. It's a really cool perspective, and I'm just so glad this was a main stage interview. This was on the main news, and yet we still got to hear about God's goodness and about the Bible and about the God who created the heavens and the earth. And dude, that's so cool that we get to hear that on a main stage scale, especially over Easter time. I know Easter's passed by now, but yeah, that was a really cool thing to hear.
And you hear all the time, like, just the odds of everything aligning to how it is. It's just, it can only be one reason.
Exactly. It's so slim to none. It's pretty much impossible the way everything happened and the way we're sitting here right now on a spinning globe and gravity's holding everything together. And like, to think about that, and each ecosystem and biosystem that's all working properly, in from the pollen in the flowers to the air in our lungs that we're breathing, to all the atoms that came together. This was an intelligent design by an intelligent creator, and you can't tell me that this all just happened. And from the perspective of an astronaut who's looking at all of it from space, who's seeing the moon, who's gone around it, who's seen it all. I mean, that's pretty cool. On a lighter scale, this past weekend was Coachella. Okay, Coachella, Nick's favorite festival. You know, Nick goes out there shirtless at Coachella.
And the Speedo.
In the Speedo.
Yeah, that's me. That's me, all right.
But I think it's really cool. This is a really cool little thing that happened there. Now, in a festival that's full of sin, full of worldly desires, full of promiscuity, I think it's really cool from one of probably the biggest artists in our country right now. There was multiple times throughout his performance that Justin Bieber started performing worship. JB at Coachella. And now Justin has had his battles with Christianity and with fighting his flesh. We'll talk about that a little after we view this clip real quick. But this was a really cool moment in front of millions of people.
I'm singing glory to the King, singing glory. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm singing glory to the Most High, the Most High. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah.
And this happened multiple times throughout the night where he just had a little moment of worship, moment of praise to Jesus. And what do you guys think about that clip right there?
Amazing.
Amazing. Praise to the King.
I feel like that's I don't know. Even though like you were saying, there's a lot of worldly desires and just fleshly desires, I guess too. God can find His way into any group of people and just try to reach them.
Amen. Yeah, because if you kind of notice in that clip, the crowd was kind of silent there. Like that's not a song that they know they can sing along to. That is not something they probably agree with, most of them, or even have heard. But yet they get to all be silent, and in this crowd of hundreds of thousands of people, they get to hear one of the biggest artists in the universe praising God and giving glory to the King. And I think that's super powerful. And so Justin has had a rough go at it, right? I mean, just from the back to his baby O days, 14 years old, blowing up on YouTube. I mean, when we were growing up, you think about it, like, I remember there wasn't a girl in our class without a Justin Bieber t-shirt or something like that. You know, the whole world was just obsessed with this kid and obsessed with this guy. And so he had so many eyes, so many attention, so much money and stuff at a young age. I couldn't imagine all of that and the pressure on his shoulders and everything like that. So I know he's battled his demons and substance abuse and things like that. But yet, at the same time, I know him and his wife, he got married and they have a family, and they attend church, and she's trying to lead him on the right path. And yet, Justin, I know, is still battling where he's fighting his flesh and then wanting to follow Christ at the same time. And you can just kind of hear in that clip, he's kind of crying out to God, like, Lord, I need you, kind of a little bit. Like I don't know, I just can hear it in his voice, like, God, I need you right now. And it's just really interesting to me, because I kind of struggle with the same thing. Obviously, nowhere near on the same scale. But what I'm saying is like when I was recommitting my life to Christ, there was a period where I'm battling flesh. I'm like, do I really want this life, or do I want to go back to what the world says I can have, or what I want in the world, or do I want to follow what's good, follow what's right, and give my all to Christ? And I struggled with that for months, days on end, where I'm like, God, I don't think I can do this, what you want from me. I think I'm just going to give up on everything. And I've seen that through Justin's story and his testimony, yet he still gives his praise and glory to the King, and I just think that's powerful.
Yeah, I never knew that about him. I didn't know he had that journey of I guess, rough faith.
Mm-hmm. It's something that, like, he's wrestled with, and then, like, you can still see he has his crush out moments with paparazzi. Like, that was big in the news a couple months ago, and he still, he still has some substance abuse issues, but yet you can tell his heart and his flesh are wrestling, and we just got to pray for Justin and pray that his heart wins and he gives all of his heart to the Lord and puts his faith in him.